Today we're learning what I think is one of the best 007 themes till date, Skyfall, an amazing composition and performance by Adele. Now this song is a little bit complicated in both your hands because you've got to do a few things with your left hand while you do something with strange timing with your right hand. So if you do have trouble with some concepts and some ideas in this lesson, you can click on this link to give you a quick refresher to set you on your way. Let's get into playing the first part of the song. So this song has an introduction followed by the verse twice and then the chorus twice, and then it goes back into the verse. Now in the middle, towards the end of the piece, there is a bridge, but we won't be learning that bridge today. We're only learning the introduction, the verse and the chorus. So let's start with the introduction. We place our right hand here on the keyboard. This is middle C for reference. You're going to be on this C with your pinky and this E flat with your thumb. That's where we start. Our left hand is an octave lower with this thumb on C. The song is in a C minor key, so you're going to watch out for E flats, A flats and B flats. Now sometimes because you're in a C minor key, that B flat might become a B, so watch out for that as well. Right, so we start here with this chord to start things off. So C, E flat and C. And this is a simple repeated pattern. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That's all the right hand does. The left hand plays this simple bass line. 1, 2, and. So notice how my left hand kicks in after my right hand. It starts together, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and on the A flat. And then on F, 1, 2, and then over here, right, so here the left hand kicks in just after the right hand. So da 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 da. So the second time it's a little more even. The first time it's really quick. So how that sounds together. And we play the cycle 3 times. And here after the third time, we change. We play a D here with our left hand, while our right hand plays an added note into the same chord. So it's playing a C minor chord here, but the left hand is playing a D. So it adds a nice touch of dissonance there. Right? And then we go to the G with our left hand to get to the tension. So we move our pinky down here to G, while our right hand plays a G suspended chord. Now a suspended chord is when we take the middle note and we move it one up or one down. So instead of playing G, B and D, we're playing G, C and D. And because we want it in this part of the keyboard, we're going to play D, G and C like this with that G. So we play that twice, and then we play the regular G major chord twice. Right? So how that sounds is 4 times, twice, and twice. Right? So one more time from the C minor chord with the D. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that kicks in the starting of the verse. So let's play the whole introduction from start to finish. Right? So we don't have to play that last G chord. We can play it only once because the starting of the verse kicks in with a little bit of an upbeat. So we start in the bar previous. So this is the end. So the actual first beat is on the C. So we have to use that last beat of the previous measure to come in. And then we start with that C minor chord on our left hand. So here's where our left hand plays a bit of a chord sequence. Now it's a little bit long and hard to follow. So make sure you take your time to play them one after another and remember those chords, right? So we start with a C minor chord, then we have an A flat, then we have an F minor, and we do the F minor again. So we play each chord twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and F minor again. 2. And that repeats a few times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that starts with this is the, okay, so this is the end. We do the entire structure, and then the second time that we're playing that F minor shape, right? So let's see how that goes. That's C, D, E flat, D, right? So the C and the E flat are timed with that F minor chord. And back to the C with the D. And that last C is played with the A flat. So let's do that first line of the verse again. So we're coming in from the end of the introduction. This is the end. 2, 2, F minor twice, and now. Same structure. Right, so let's see what happened after that. So I finished here, right, and then I continued on with that F minor chord at the end of my cycle. So think of each line of the verse as coming in before the chord cycle ends, and then finishing just as the chord cycle starts. So you play C minor twice, A flat twice, F minor twice, and then with the repeated F minor, the third and fourth time, is when the line of the verse starts. And usually the verse ends when you go to the next part on the A flat, right? So I have this is the end, which ends on the C, which is easy. And now the next line starts. And that ends on the A flat. And the next line starts on the F minor. Again, it ends on the A flat. Right? And then we go into the next bit. So to get into the verse now, instead of playing that G chord twice at the end of your introduction, you play it once, because the right hand has to kick in the first line of that verse. Now all the lines in this verse don't start on the beat. So you'll have the strong beat on the C minor, then the A flat twice, then the F minor 4 times. Right? And you would think that the verse starts every time with the C, because that's where things start. But the verse, every line actually starts before that on the F minor. And then it sort of stops around the A flat, and then it does that cycle again 2 or 3 times, right? So we have this is the end, right? So that starts with the C. Then I have the A flat, the F twice, and now with the third F, I start the next line. Close your eyes, right? So, and back to the C here with a D. And again with the third F minor, the next line starts. And again with that third F minor, the next line starts. But over here the chord sequence changes. So I've played this sequence 3 times, and now from this F minor I go into a D diminished, which is a D, F, and A flat, right? So I have, sorry, from here. Third time, the D diminished. That's 4 times, followed by a C, and then you go into that G, right? This is again that G suspended chord, but this time on my left hand. So D, G, and C twice, and then G twice. So that becomes this, right, while I'm playing that G. So let me do that whole verse from start to finish, really slowly. See if you can follow through. On the third time. And then that kicks into the second verse. So going into adding that right hand and left hand together now with this cool sort of James Bond sound that you've got in the bass, we'll start from the second verse, which kicks in again on the upbeat, so just before the actual first chord. So this is the end. Then we have this chord, and as you start this chord, you start the next line. I've waited for this moment, right? And then again you start the next line here. Right, so let's see what I did there. This little trill that she does with her voice is hard to replicate on the keyboard, but since we're going to try it, you've got E flat, D, C, B flat, and those are played quite quick. And that comes back to the C. So we have the second line, and with that C minor chord, and then you go to the next chord with the C. Right, so let's do that again. And that continues. This is the last line, which means we're moving from this chord sequence shape into that D diminished shape again. That's D, F, and A flat, right? So we have 4 times C and G. Right? So see how that ends the same way as the first verse sort of ended. So even though the chord sequence was a little different, from here, so we have this chord 1, 2, 3, 4, and after the third time of that, we've gone into this shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, C, and then G with that G suspended chord. Right? And on the second G, the last one. Right? So that kicks into the chorus now. So let's try and play the entire verse, both of them, from start to finish. Right? Skyfall, which is the chorus. Now let's see how the chorus works out. Right? The chorus is actually not as difficult as these verses. Some parts of the left hand will be, so be careful with those, but it's the same pattern repeated twice. So you don't have to worry about learning something new every time you play the chorus. So let's get into it. So starting with the chorus now, we'll get into it from the ending of the verse, right? Which ends with this. Right? So on that second G, you want to play C twice. So you don't even have to play that G chord actually, because that kicks in really nicely into the chorus. So you get let the sky fall, right? That starts with a C minor chord, C and G with your right hand. Right? So this left hand progression is C minor, then you shift chords, right? This is just a transition. You basically got a C minor chord with a B flat there. That makes it an E flat major. So 1, 2, 3, switch, and then go to an A flat major. 1, 2, 3, switch. So see how these two notes stay the same. 1, 2, 3, and then my pinky goes to G here. And then I go to the F minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So again this switch. 2, 3, 4. And then I have the D diminished shape. 1, 2. So that's D, F, and A flat again. 1, 2, and my G suspended, but only once. And my G major, that's also once. This G major is the last chord that kicks into the chorus again. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, switch, switch, and back. Okay? So let's see how the right hand ties into that now. So let the sky fall. 2, 3, 4, 1, So let's see how we're exactly playing that right hand bit. It starts with C and G, and then with that fourth count, play C twice again. And then when you play the A flat, C and A flat, C twice again, and then with the F minor, C and C. So you wait for 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, and then you play, which is B flat and G, so 3, and then with that transition chord again, you're playing F and E flat, and then on that F, you're playing this D diminished chord, D, F, and A flat. So let's do that part again. C and A flat, C and C. So that transition is a little hard. I'll do it once really slowly for you, right? And then goes back into the chorus. So let's do that whole chorus actually once really slowly. So try and follow along, see if you can time where your right hand and left hand sort of go together. You repeat that. Go into the verse again, which ends the chorus, right? That ending part of the second chorus is just a little bit different. So where I started on the second D diminished chord, I'm going to start on the first one when I'm playing the second chorus. Now that could sound confusing, so let's play it through once and I'll explain that properly, right? So we have the first chorus, which you've learned. I messed that up. So 1, 2. Right. So I don't play anything on those D diminished chords. It starts with the F, but in the second chorus, I play. So see how that's different. The first chorus is right. That's a lot quicker. So this is with this. But in the second chorus, I'm playing. So I'm holding on to these two notes for a lot longer. So I have 1, 2, and finish. Right? So I'll play from start to finish once more just so you don't get confused. That's how I finished that off. So let's try playing this whole thing from start to finish. Not too fast, fast enough so it sounds good, but slow enough that you can follow along. Let's see if we can do that. That's how it sounds from start to finish. Make sure you practice really slowly at first and practice individual parts before you try and put them all together. If this lesson helped you, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to catch our latest content early. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next one at SIFF Young Artiste, where we nurture the artist in you.